The rain hammered down on the crowded street, blurring headlights and soaking everything it touched. People rushed past each other with umbrellas pressed tightly to their shoulders, barely noticing the world around them. But one man walked slowly, unbothered by the weather, his designer suit resisting every drop. His name was Adrian Steele, a billionaire known for his cold heart and sharper business mind. It was on that storm-drenched evening that something happened which changed his entire life, something he would never forget. As Adrian stepped toward the entrance of an upscale cafe, his assistant handed him a carefully packed meal prepared by the city's most expensive chef. But before he could take a bite, a small, trembling voice pierced through the rain. "Don't eat that." Adrian froze. No one talked to him like that, especially not a barefoot little girl in tattered clothes. He turned slowly, annoyance flashing in his eyes. "What did you say?" The girl, maybe 8 or 9, stood shivering under an old cardboard sheet. Her hair was matted with dirt. Her small hands clutched a worn cloth bag. But her eyes, large, dark, and frightened, didn't look away from the box in Adrian's hands. "Please," she whispered, stepping closer despite the rain. "Don't eat it." Adrian let out a frustrated sigh. "Little girl, this meal costs more than you've probably seen in your whole life. There's nothing wrong with it." But the girl shook her head violently. "There is. I saw something. Please believe me." He wouldn't have listened, not to a beggar child and not in the middle of a storm, until she did something unexpected. She reached into her small cloth bag and pulled out a tiny phone, its screen cracked, its battery barely holding on. With shaky hands, she tapped it open and held it toward him. "I recorded it," she said. "I didn't know who the food was for, but I knew someone would get hurt." Adrian frowned and leaned in despite himself. What he saw made every drop of rain suddenly feel cold against his skin. The recording showed the back room of the cafe, the chef arguing with another man. Their voices were muffled by kitchen noise, but their intentions were unmistakable. "He deserves it," the chef spat. "People like him ruin everything. Let him taste his own poison." The video clearly captured him sprinkling something into the sauce. Something not meant for any living person. Adrian's stomach twisted. He looked at the meal in his hands, suddenly aware of the deadly truth sitting inches from his mouth. Before he could speak, the girl grabbed the box and threw it into a puddle, letting the water soak the expensive meal until every trace of poison swirled away into the street gutter. "You saved my life," Adrian whispered, shaken. The girl shrugged, hugging herself against the cold. Anyone would have done it. But Adrian knew better. Most people would have walked away. Most people would have ignored her, judged her, dismissed her. She had risked everything, for a stranger who wouldn't have even looked at her. "Why were you even there?" he asked softly. The girl hesitated. "My mom worked in the cafe. 3 days ago, she got sick. They fired her. We've been sleeping outside since." Her voice cracked, but she didn't cry. Adrian felt something inside him shift, something that had been locked away for years. Memories of his own childhood, hungry nights, and a sick mother who fought until her last breath resurfaced painfully. He knelt down to her level. "What's your name?" "Lena." "Well, Lena," he said, his voice thick, "you're coming with me." Her eyes widened in fear. "I didn't do anything wrong." "No," he said softly, "you did everything right." He took her to his car, wrapped her in a warm blanket, and ordered his driver to take them to the hospital where her mother lay weak and untreated. Adrian paid for her medicine, her room, her care, everything she needed. When her mother woke up hours later, shocked to see her daughter safe and warm, Adrian explained what Lena had done. "She saved my life," he said simply. "Now I want to save yours." Days turned into weeks. Lena's mother recovered fully. Adrian visited them constantly, bringing food, clothes, and hopes they had forgotten long ago. Lena started school again, something she had dreamed of but never thought possible. One evening, as they sat together in the hospital garden, Lena's mother asked softly, "Why, why are you helping us so much?" Adrian looked at the little girl playing nearby, her laughter echoing under the dim lights. "Because," he said, his voice filled with emotion, "a child who has nothing gave me everything, a second chance at life. The least I can do is give her a chance at hers." He arranged a home for them, a stable job for the mother, and even set up a trust fund for Lena's future. But the biggest change wasn't in them, it was in him. The billionaire who once ignored the world now looked at life with new eyes. Lena had taught him something priceless. The greatest truths, the most powerful warnings, and the purest kindness often come from those we overlook. Years later, at a charity event, Adrian stood on stage and shared his story, ending with words that made thousands fall silent. "I was saved by a beggar girl. Not by her wealth, not by her influence, but by her courage." If you ever find yourself too busy, too proud, or too powerful to listen to the smallest voice, remember, it might be the one that saves you. And from the front row, Lena smiled, no longer a beggar, no longer invisible, but the girl who changed a billionaire's heart forever. The sun rose slowly over the city, casting a soft golden glow across the skyline. For the first time in weeks, the morning felt warm, peaceful, almost hopeful. Lena and her mother had spent the night in a clean, comfortable room at the private hospital Adrian arranged for them. It was more luxury than they had ever known, and yet Lena couldn't sleep. She kept replaying the moment she had shouted at the billionaire, her voice trembling as she warned him not to eat the poisoned food. She remembered the fear in her chest, the way her tiny fingers shook as she showed him the video. And she remembered the stunned expression on his face when he realized the truth. But now, something else weighed on her mind, something she had not told anyone. Lena sat by her mother's bedside, hugging her knees under her chin, staring out the window. Her mother, Sarah, watched her with soft, tired eyes. "Lena," she whispered, reaching for her daughter's hand. "You look worried." Lena hesitated. "Mama, what if the bad man knows I recorded him? What if he comes after us?" Sarah squeezed her hand gently. "We are safe now. Mr. Adrian won't let anything happen to us." But Lena wasn't convinced.